What's up, everybody? Welcome into A to Z Sports Picks. Brad and I are going to have a great show for you this Friday. Get you all set up for the betting weekend. Brian, my man, looking sharp, buddy. How we doing?
Doing great, buddy. Doing great. Let's do this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Everybody, welcome in A to Z Sports Picks. I'm Alan Bell of CBS Sportsline alongside Brian Edwards of VegasInsider.com. A to Z Sports Picks is brought to you every Friday by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. BetMGM code A to Z Sports right now will get you a risk-free bet of up to $1,000 on pro football. That is promo code A to Z Sports. That is BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older. Must be present in the state of Tennessee. For gambling problem support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789. All right, Brian, let's jump right into it. So, the bounce back week. How do we bet a bounce back game for the Tennessee Volunteers? A thrashing by the Georgia Bulldogs, as we saw last week. They are at home this week, early game, senior day, against Missouri. Spread 20, 20 and a half, 21, depending on where you are at. So, Brian, I'm going to throw it to you, man. What are your thoughts?
So I'm gonna full disclosure here. And I said this on a different podcast like 3 weeks ago that I wasn't messing around with Missouri anymore. I've tried to back them, I've tried to fade them, and I'm over all year. So
You're a tough
everybody
team.
know. So everybody, okay, I want you all to know that I've had no luck with this team whatsoever. I had Georgia in the first quarter and the first half against them, both losses. I had the Gators minus 11 against them. I tried to back them against Vandy. And I had the over in the South Carolina game. So 0-5. So whatever I say, go the opposite. And I will say also, for full disclosure, I'm not betting this game, but we get paid by the A to Z gang to have picks, and I'm going to give us a pick. So this is the lowest total of the year for Tennessee by far. Tennessee's previous low total was 62 against Florida, and that one flew over. And we're looking at 56 and 56 and a half is what I saw at last look. So I'm going to go over just because it's super low total. And I mean, Tennessee on its own by itself averages 45.3 points per game. So their average combined scores are 67.0 points per game. So I'm going to go over. So if I were a listener, I would fade my over pick because, like I said, I'm over in Missouri games.
Dude, Missouri's a tough team to bet. Like, you're right. You don't know what you're going to get. Because their defense, man, when they show up, their defense is pretty good. Their offense, it's nothing to write home
No.
about. But they can score at times, right? Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, they can score. That being said, I think I have the answer, all right, to what you just laid out.
I'm all ears.
I think I have the answer. Normally, I'm always on Tennessee first quarters, first halves, and those have been insanely profitable all year. This game, what you do, bet Tennessee team total over 37 and a half. That's what you do in this game because now, all right, you're kind of getting a perfect blend of what you want. Coming off of a game where their offense was anemic, they're going to want to fix that, okay? So I think you're going to get points early and often from Tennessee. Number two, we're now in the college football playoff portion of the year. The only way that you impress the committee and everyone else is by beating the hell out of people. That's it. It's the only thing that you can do and can control is scoring as many points as possible. There's no more breaks. There's no more brake pedal. Let me say that. No more breaks. There's no more brake pedal. You go. Full game, 60 minutes. Every single point matters. Coaches get it. Look, usually there's, kind of a gentleman handshake. Look, we're up. Let's beat the hell out of you. No, not anymore. Like, you got to do it. So, Tennessee team total over 37 and a half. I think Tennessee could get to, what's your theoretical number of where you think, Tennessee gets to at halftime? 21? You think they could get to 21 at halftime?
Sure.
24. Anywhere, if you get to 21, right, you need 17 points. 2 touchdowns, field goal. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. So, and field goal position is something that they're going to want to work on as well. They've had some issues, in terms of that. So, yeah, man. Total 37 and a half over. Hit that one. All right. Now, speaking of my man Brian, of trying to find just, beautiful perfection here. We've got it here with Omaha Steaks. Look, fall's in the air, and that means fall grilling with cookouts, tailgate parties, and so much more. Luckily, the flavor experts at Omaha Steaks have made it easy to savor all the flavors of fall with their mouth-watering assortments of perfectly aged steaks, ultra juicy burgers, and easy to prepare comfort meals that are ready in a flash. Now is the perfect time to load up on all this incredible flavor and take advantage of 50% off site wide by shopping their friends and family sale. Go to omahasteaks.com and use our promo code A to Z. That's ATOZ at checkout to get $30 off your order. So don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com and stock up today. Omaha Steaks isn't just steak, it's the best steak of your life, Brian. Guaranteed. And don't forget to score that extra $30 off your order when you use A to Z at checkout. Omaha Steaks is perfect for those chilly and busy fall nights. You won't come close to getting this kind of quality at the grocery store. Visit omahasteaks.com, promo code A to Z at checkout. Minimum order may be required. Now, speaking of minimum, I'm looking for a minimum bet of at least one, but hopefully more, of how we cash in on college football this weekend. So, Brian, hit me with it, man. What do you got, bro?
All right, let's go over 48 or 48 and a half. I would like it all the way to 49 for Auburn at Texas A&M. Now, both of these teams were under teams early in the year, but that has completely changed. The over has hit in 4 in a row for Auburn, combined scores of 72, 68, 82, and 52. Now, the 72 from last week was an overtime game, but there were only 6 points scored in overtime. So it was 66 in regulation. The over is hit in 3 straight for A&M and 4 of its last 5. Those combined scores have been 65, 59, 54, 44, and 66, 44. Obviously, being the outlier, that was the 24-20 loss at Alabama. But you'll remember in the last 4 or 5 minutes, A&M had first and goal twice and ended up only getting 3 points out of those 2 opportunities. Look, both teams are horrendous against the run. Auburn is ranked 114 out of 131 FBS teams in run defense. A&M is ranked 123 nationally in run defense. And the best players for the opposing offenses are the running backs. Devin Achane, 887 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns, 5.6 yards per carry average. Dumbo needs to feed him the rock at least 25 times. Achane was running all over my Gators last week in the first half, and then Dumbo went away from it, and I appreciate him doing that. As for Auburn, Tank Bigsby's their best player, and then their backup running back, Hunter, is just dynamic. He could take it to the house on any given touch. And as much as Ashford, the quarterback, has struggled with his accuracy throwing the ball, he's an elite scrambler, runner, whatever you want to call it. Give me over 48 or 48 and a half A&M at Auburn. Let's go out west and let's go with Cal. Plus, there were still some 14s out there at last look, but I'm trying to find it right now. Anyhow, oh yeah, here it is. Looks like I see 114, but it's mostly 13 and a half. But by the half point, the key number of 14, Cal's automatic. It's a road underdog pretty much. Last 17 such spots, 15-2 against the spread. They were catching 21 and a half last week at USC. Easy winner, lost by 6, 41-35. They've been double-digit underdogs under Justin Wilcox 15 times, 11-4 against the spread in those situations. In the last the last 8 head-to-head meetings between Cal and Oregon State, Cal is 5-3, both straight up and against the spread, including a 39-25 home win last year. And the Beavers of Oregon State have not beaten Cal by more than 4 points since 2013. So Cal plus 13 and a half or 14, prefer you buy the half point and the key number 14. All right, let's fade Alabama again because their road woes have become a major pattern since the start of last year, which coincides with Bill O'Brien's atrocious play calling as OC. Alabama 2-6 against the spread with 3 outright losses. Last 8 road games, could have easily lost outright in 3 others, which they won by 5 combined points at Texas this year, at Auburn last year, and at Florida last year. We've got Alabama's having to travel 2 weeks in a row. off an emotional overtime game on the road. Got to get on an airplane again. We've got Ole Miss, ideal spot situation, whatever you want to call it. They've been chilling for 2 weeks since winning at A&M, and they have a 14-game winning streak at home. And since the Lane Kiffin era started with a 1-4 record, he has gone 22-5 in his last 27 games. And during that 27-game stretch, the Rebels have lost by more than 11, only 3 times. And I only bring up that number because the spread's 11.5 or 12. Give me Ole Miss plus 12. And like LSU last week, give me a little bit of the money line as well. Most books have got it in that like plus 20, plus 325 to plus 350 range. All that works. Small play, mostly Ole Miss plus 12, but get a little baby taste of the money line. I know I'm bucking trends there because Saban off a loss has been absolutely incredible. It's either 8 or 9 in a row, and the average margin of the cover is in double digits.
I think they've tuned Saban out. I'm with you. Like I keep going. Sorry, I just want to. Yeah. Like,
I'm with you too. And hey, and I'll throw this out there. It'll sound blasphemous, and I'm not really pointing at the GOAT Saban. I'm really pointing at Bill O'Brien. Ole Miss is going to outcoach these guys. I really think that's true. And you know what? I think that's going to do it for me in college.
I feel you, man. Like it's impossible. It's impossible to have any faith in Alabama. Like I'm not betting it. I have nothing on the game, but I feel you on that. All right, I'm keeping it pretty simple. TCU plus 7 gets Texas. I'm not saying they went out right. They could. They're a good football team. But you give me 7 with motivation? Yeah, I'll take that for sure. Next, Georgia, Mississippi State, under 53.5. Georgia, mission accomplished. Job is done. Regular season job is done. Got the East. They take care of the Tennessee game. Like now, it's about going in, winning, staying healthy. They don't have to impress anybody. You just go in, win, stay healthy. That's their only goal. I think that Georgia does Georgia things. They could win 40-10. We still cover this. I don't think Mississippi State is doing a damn thing in this game. And it's going to be 2 teams running the football constantly, right? Just constantly. It's going to be a running clock. So, yeah, give me the under on that one. Last play from me, LSU, Arkansas, under 62. Think this is going to be a fight. I think you're going to see LSU coming off a huge win. And, a lot of people are thinking, does LSU have, the hangover game, right, after Alabama? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. Like, it's not like they do anything, like, high-flying dynamic. You know what I mean? So I don't think that, like, even if there is a hangover, like, I don't think that it's something that, like, massively shakes, the points and all this. Like, that's not really their style. They play defense, run the football, especially with the quarterback. But it could be a tight game, and I think that it's going to be. I think you're going to see 2 teams. It's going to be an old school SEC West fight, right? So 62. Yeah, I'll take the under on that one.
Well, I think the biggest thing for your under is that KJ Jefferson's not healthy. I'm not saying he's not playing, but that throwing shoulder is definitely bothering him. He hadn't practiced hardly at all this week, so I think that's another feather in your cap, if you will.
100%. No, great point. I do not see this ball being in the air a ton. Like, field position is going to be a thing. Field goals are going to be a thing. It should be a fun game. But, yeah, I don't think 62. No, not at all. All right, so that's what I've got there. All right, now, let's shift gears here. Brian, I cannot believe that the Tennessee Titans were even involved in that game against the Chiefs last week, Sunday Night Football. And I say that as a massive amount of respect to the Tennessee Titans and Mike Vrabel. They went in without a quarterback, right? A banged-up defense, no Amani Hooker. And they almost damn near won that game. Probably should have won that game. Insanity. So you got the Titans at home against the Broncos. Totals down to like 39.5. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I thought the Titans absolutely bullied the Chiefs at the line of scrimmage for 60 minutes last week. The Chiefs were extremely fortunate to escape with that victory. But And I like the Titans this week. We had some comments on text, our text thread with Austin and Zach. Yes, I mean I liked them at -2 with Willis, and my God, Willis was horrible last week. And I don't know. We don't know what happened with Tannehill at practice today, but it sounds optimistic that he's going to play. And
Yeah, I
so
think
it
it was
went up.
100%.
Yeah, like yesterday, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's right. Yeah.
barring a setback, I think he's going to start. And I got a little bit at -2, but I really put some more on it, -3. And like the Titans, they've covered 6 in a row. They could easily have won outright 6 in a row. And this just in, Denver sucks.
They do. But they suck offensively. Defensively, they're not bad.
No, no,
Right?
that's beyond fair. They are
Yeah.
solid defensively, but Russell
Well,
Wilson, yeah,
your point wasn't wrong. Like
right.
your point was not
Well, you
incorrect.
were right too.
What I'm getting at is this, is that I'm taking the under. And I know
Yeah.
39.5. I get it. Super low. Dude, even the Titans at 100%, it's not like they're scoring 45 points a game, right? And you're gonna have Tannehill coming in, or we don't know. I'm just saying, assuming Tannehill plays, right? Like, I don't think that they're going to throw him out there in terms of putting himself to get hurt again. I think it's going to be a pretty similar style Tennessee Titans offense. Run the football, safe throws, probably not too many downfield deep. Use your tight ends, use the running backs. Like, I think it's going to be the same style. Here's the thing. Tennessee and Denver offensively, they kind of do the exact same thing. They can eat 8 minutes off the clock running their, one, like one, what is, I'm losing my mind. List the word. One drive. Sorry, one drive. Like, they can absolutely do that. Both teams. They've done it all year long. I think that this is going to be a really fast moving game. I don't think there's going to be a ton of points scored in this game. I think if you're taking field goal kickers, use that as props. Absolutely. If you're looking at punts total for the game, generally they're around 7.5 to 10.5. I think there's going to be a lot of punts, field position. I just don't think it's going to be a very pretty style of game. It's going to be pretty gritty. And I'll take the under 39.5 there. I'm also going to take the Eagles. Well, we'll get into that here in a second. I'll tell you what, we'll jump into it right now. NFL plays around NFL Week 10, okay? I'm going to take the Eagles. First half, team total over 13.5. Oh, yeah. You're getting them off of a long week. Played Houston last Thursday. Looked not very good. So you're going to get a motivated team in terms of, getting back to what they were. So, yeah, I'm going to take them first half, team total over 13.5. I'm taking the Cowboys -4.5 in Green Bay. And I'm going to tell you why. One, the Packers stink. That's nothing new. It is getting to the point where the Packers season is close to being done, if not already done now. This is where life gets funny. The one man who can end it for Green Bay this week is Mike McCarthy. You don't think he's motivated to do that? After all the hell and the crap and everything that he's taken, and I'm not saying it wasn't justified, because it was, but life has put this right here where Mike McCarthy can take that dagger, bam, and end it at their place. And it was his birthday 2 days ago. Mike McCarthy and that team is going to do that. Give me the Cowboys 4.5. All right, what do you got?
All right. Well, I've been taking Eagles team total over in the first half for like 6 weeks in a row. I got an unfortunate push on that Thursday night game, which I only got a push because I got the pick in way early. It was actually a loser for a lot of people because it moved up north of 14. But they've scored 20 by halftime in 6 of their 8 games, and they've scored 14 by halftime in all 8 of their games. And I got this at 13.5. I don't know if you got, I forget what number you said.
13.5. Yep.
Okay, yeah. But hey, I'd get it soon. It's going to be above 14 come Monday. So get it ASAP. I would like it at 14. Like I said, I pushed last Thursday.
Yeah, just don't go above 14.
Yeah, I wouldn't do 14.5. So
you just run out of time. Like,
Yeah.
you just run out of time. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, they've gotten 20 in 6 of their 8 games. So I'm not saying it would be a loser at 14 and a half, but you want to get 13 and a half or 14, obviously. I like a bunch of NFL games. I think I like Seattle the most over in Germany. I made Seattle a 3-point favorite. How in the hell is Tampa Bay favored in this game? Seattle's won 4 in a row by double-digit margins, so they've obviously covered all 4 of those. Their last 6, they are 5-1, both straight up and against the spread. And the only game they lost and didn't cover was that Saints game when they were winning early fourth quarter and they let Taysom Hill bust off like a 70, 75, maybe 80-yard run that would really just, turn that game. Seattle's been an underdog 7 times. They're 5-2, both straight up and against the spread. Tampa Bay's dead last in the NFL in rushing yards. They're 25th in scoring with a pedestrian 18.0 points per game average. The last 7 games, the Bucs are 0-6-1 against the spread with 5 outright losses. The 2 outright wins got extremely fortunate last week because McVay was playing like a chump in the fourth quarter with his vanilla play calling, and they got lucky. They got the ball back with like a minute left, no timeouts. Only had to go like 65 yards, something close to that, and they scored there in the last seconds. And then if they're not for that horrific roughing the passer call, who knows what happens in that Falcons game? So, yeah, they're fortunate to be 2-5 in the last 7 games. Give me
They are
Seattle,
fortunate. Yeah.
right? And they're all alone in first place in that garbage division. Man, I think the Bears have kind of turned the corner here a little bit. I know they were talking about a 3-6 team, but they've lost 4 one-possession games, and now they've got a pulse. Not a pulse. They've been good offensively the last month.
A heartbeat.
Yeah, heartbeat. There you go. 33, 29, and 32 in their last 3 games. In that 3-game stretch, Justin Fields has turned the corner. 6-1 TDI ratio, 320 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. For the season, he's got now has 602 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, 6.6 yards per carry average. Last 6 games, 8-2 TDI ratio. Detroit, last 2 road games, outscored 53-6. They're 0-3 on the road this year. They are 1-2 against the spread, but they've been outscored 81-30 on the road. Give me the Bears -3. Let's also go with the Dolphins. It might be -4 now. That's fine. I got 3.5 early in the week, but whatever. No, it doesn't matter. Heat will be a factor. Early November, 1:00 games in Miami. I'm assuming it's a 1:00 kick. It's like August everywhere else. And I don't care if the weather.com tells you it's only going to be 83 degrees. Trust me, I've been to Dolphins games at 1:00 in the afternoon in November. It's hot. Heat will be a factor for Cleveland. Since Tua came back, 7 touchdown passes without an interception. I made Miami a 6-point favorite in this game. The Fins are undefeated in the 6 games Tua has started and finished. They lost the one with Cincinnati when he went out, third quarter, I think. I also like Travis Kelce's receiving yards prop over 77 and a half. He's had big numbers these last several games. And we already said we like the Titans. I also agree with you. I like Philly in the first half as long as it's 7 or fewer. I got 6.5. And I think that does it for me in NFL.
I like it. Hey, you're not lying about Miami. Like, it's hot. It is. And you look at Cleveland. I think they've got multiple players defensively that were ruled out today.
It's Denzel Ward, the best cover corner. That's huge.
Yeah, they had a couple. Man. And I think, God, I think Browns overs are like 80-something%, something like that. Like, in Miami is the best team in the NFL at like 4-point or fewer games. Like, all of this leads to Miami's going to score a bunch of points. Like, I'm with you on Miami 100%. All right, Ryan, before we jump out of here, any final thoughts that you have? Anything around the sports weekend?
Well, I've got a bunch of UFC 281 picks but I'll just let our listeners just go to MajorWager.com. It's right there, smack dab in the middle of the homepage. It's a picture of Zhang Wei Li, who's going to win in the co-main event, and I've got all kind of different prop bets on her and some other picks. So for UFC 281, go to MajorWager.com. Right there on the homepage. Got a story. If you don't want the details, just scroll down, and everything you see in bold is my picks.
Look at Brian setting it up for us. I like that. MajorWager.com. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be live next week, Friday, same time, 2 p.m. Central. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We'll see you next week. Thanks.
Good luck, everybody.